Okay, today I'm going to be working on my racing mower build that I've been talking about in the last few videos, so here it is. I just rolled it out of the garage earlier because it's just warmed up. It's like almost 50 degrees, which it's warmest it's been in a little while, but what I'm doing right now is I'm working on stripping all this giant mess of wiring out of here because none of it really works anymore. And that when I bought this mower, see, there's no starter right here like there should be because their starter burnt out or whatever, and they never put one back. So I'm not really, unless I run to another starter, it kind of looks like there's a bolt broken off right there, so I'm probably not going to be having a starter on this mower, but it's a race mower anyway, so I guess no starter, which means I don't need a battery, which I guess have a little bit less weight on it. So I'm just going to weld a pulley up on top of here to pull start it. So I'm going to pull all this out. I'm just going to only run a kill switch on this thing and wire it up somewhere up here. But I guess finish yanking out all this wiring. Won't be needing any of this anymore, I don't think. Probably cut parts out of it, but that's really it. Huh, wonder what this goes to. Gonna guess headlights. Now I gotta unplug that shit. Yep, that's definitely headlights. So. Not seeing the ground. One of these is probably the kill wire, which yeah, it's gonna be this purple one. So this purple one's got to stay. This purple wire right here is gonna have to stay. So that's the one I'm gonna be hooking that up to later. So I'll keep that. But the rest of this has to go. Okay, well here's this. I'm not sure if the solenoid's good or not, but if it is, I'll probably end up using it in another build. So I should add this another pile to the wiring bucket. But okay, now that I've finished pulling out all that wiring, now I'm just removing the final bits of that mower deck because I'm never going to be using any of that again because none of my mowers I ever actually end up being for mowing. I always intend to buy them and repair them and resell them, but never get there. I just undo this last part of the mower deck, then I'm not sure how long it's going to be before I able to get this thing driving because I have to head over to the parts store to buy some pulleys because I don't really have anything here, and the parts that I do have I'm going to end up using in my recovery mower build. So that thing, I just have to hook up the transmission once I buy a pulley and it should drive. It's not working. After removing all those other useless mower deck parts and wiring, I noticed that, I guess from the owner I bought this from before, they must have rolled it or something quite a few times because this frame's got quite a bit of damage to the sheet metal. All this, well, I noticed it before, the whole inside of here is like each corner is tore off there and cracked in each corner, and there's this big old crack right here. And my other mower I use, it's got the same frame setup and everything, and I've rolled that thing a few times while romping, and I mean I have these cracks, so I had to weld all this stuff down, but I've never done this, so I'm guessing the other owners were pretty rough on this. Also, I noticed that right here there's bolts on each thing instead of these little ones that normally screw right into the engine. So when I remove this engine in a little bit to clean up all this whole area here and wire brush the engine so it'll cool off better, I'm just be more difficult because I have to undo all that. Well, I found another piece of bracket that's going to be in the way of my new clutch I'm going to be doing, so I have to cut this out. It's kind of hard to get to. Okay, now that I've removed every part that is useless and not going to be used on the building of this mower, now I can start mounting the parts back that will be staying stock so far. One of the parts these are the things I'll be adding back is the fuel tank, the console, and the steering wheel, and that's pretty much all that it'll have that is stock on this, because I'm still going to be doing some work to the engine later because this thing's old and wore out. It has been sitting in one of my neighbor's woods for several years now, so it's going to take a little bit of work. It runs, but not very well. Mount this gas tank back up in here. I have to buy some wire to do some welding in the next few days because I'm gonna have to weld this whole entire area down here because that's all cracked up, and I don't need a weak frame if this thing's going to be going 40 miles an hour. The last thing I need is this thing to pull itself apart at that kind of speed. Because I like to get things done the right way. Okay, as you can see, I have all the parts, all this whole console and everything mounted back up again. Got all the screws in on all sides that I've managed to not lose by now, but next step I'm going to be doing in this build will be removing this whole bracket thing and mounting that in all these springs and mounting it straight down here. Yeah, that means I'll have no suspension, so it's going to be rough on my back and stuff from all them bumps, but I really don't like the feeling of those springs because it allows you to rock side to side and just makes you feel like you're going to tip over at high speeds while turning or something, because I've just noticed that problem on my other racing mower I used to have before it just wore out over the years and became beyond repair.